They are afraid of what the future holds for them. They are afraid of what might happen the next day. But today, beloved in Christ, through the three readings of today, the good Lord says to each and every one of us, do not be afraid, I am with you. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I would at this point try to put up some thought-provoking questions. Have you ever thought about quitting your job because of fear? Fear of the pressure coming from higher authority. Fear of the pressure coming from your peer groups. Have you ever thought of divorce in your marriage as the logical solution to your marriage problems? Probably because of the conflict you are experiencing in your marriage. Probably because of the misunderstanding that continue to rear his head in your marriage. Probably because of intrusion, external intrusion into your marriage. Have all this led to a point where you have to begin to contemplate quitting and getting out of the marriage? Have you ever thought of terminating friendship because of conflict of things that might not be going right? Has someone deliberately tried to discredit you, gone out of their way to tear you down, or persuade others to believe something untrue about you? If you have been in the above-mentioned situations, or you are experiencing it now, probably what the evil one is trying to do is to sow the seed of fear into you. But if you allow the seed of fear to come into you, and you allow the seed of fear to grow in you, then you lose focus. Then you are distracted. Then you can't continue with what God has designed for you. And that is what the devil tries to do all the time. The devil is never happy when he sees children of God prosper. So the devil uses instrument of fear to intimidate children of God and try to pull down their stronghold. The way you respond to fear is what makes a difference. The way you respond to fear is what makes a difference. It's natural to be afraid because you are a human being. You are a mere mortal sojourning through this mother earth. You don't know what exists outside this space and time. So there is that tendency to be afraid. But what makes the difference is how you respond to fear. If you respond negatively, then you will lose control of the good thing God has given to you. But if you respond positively, you master the situation, you are still in control, then what the devil is trying to sow cannot grow in your life. We have to learn to know how to respond to fear. We have to learn to know how to respond to challenges of life. It normally begins with worry. You become too concerned, and sometimes you exhaust your serotonin focusing on a particular thing that is not relevant. From that very moment, what comes up next is fear. And once the devil begins to intimidate you with fear, sometimes you back out of the church. Sometimes you withdraw from people. Sometimes you find it difficult to relate to your environment. And if you are not very careful, sometimes it leads you to suicide. Today we've heard so many stories of people who have committed suicide. But it all depends on how we respond to fear. If you trust in God, no weapon fashioned against you will ever prosper. Challenges are meant to be overcome. Even though such tests or challenges are often painful and unwelcome, they include a spiritual component, confirming both our faith and God's goodness. Most prophets of old faced challenges. Most people within our family circle who have come before us faced challenges and they were able to overcome it. But never allow fear to intimidate you and rob you of your human dignity. Always trust in God. Work on those challenges that come to you. Use them as stepping stones to success. Most fears are directed towards our physical being, our financial situation, emotional and vocational nature. The difficult experience revealed our true values, commitments and belief. While tests are not necessarily pleasant, they can teach us significant lessons about ourselves. Moments of persecution, trials and tribulation stretches our spiritual muscles, strengthens our faith, and forge our character. We develop into men of strong spiritual resolve. Take away the tests and challenges of time, we risk becoming spiritual wings. Think of the time you were tested, persecuted, denied of your human right, misunderstood, and insulted because of your compromising values and belief in God. Think how firm you stood with God and never allowed fear of intimidation to rob you of God's designed destiny for you. Today, such moments have become memories of lessons learned and the reward of perseverance. Often our test becomes stories we fondly tell our children when they are growing up, to help them understand where we have been and give them perspective on their own lives. If you do not face challenges, then how can you leave a legacy for your children? When you face challenges and you're able to overcome them, it becomes a living stories. Those stories you share with your children are stepping stones for your children to walk on and rise to a higher height in life. Those stories you share with your children about your marriage, crisis you went through and how you stood firm, become living testimony and stories on which your children are going to walk with, going to step on, to rise to success in life, so that they don't make mistakes you did in your own time. May God bless us all through Christ.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me again online, Reverend Father Boniface. I decided to focus on fear, because a lot of things have been happening in our world today and people don't seem to care about the source, the origin and the consequence. Fear have done a lot of damage to our youth. A lot of people now, in an attempt to run away from fear, have gone into drugs. Some in an attempt to run away from fear have gone into abortion. Some in an attempt to run away from fear have resorted to armed robbery. Some have resorted to gangsterism and other crimes in our society. So fear is really making people to take extreme decisions that they are not supposed to. So the essence of my discourse today at the Holy Mass, the essence of my reflection, was to make people understand the roots of fear and how they can be able to manage the situation, the challenge at hand, and be able to overcome fear. So that is why I decided to focus on that. You don't need to be